Good morning and welcome to Kramer's Corner. It is Thursday the 21st of December. This is the second last edition I will do this year. There will be one again tomorrow on Friday, and then I'm off for Christmas holidays. S&P 500 got moved just shy of all-time highs at 48.18 and got hammered almost from the get-go. Massive sell-off. However, there is still RSI positive sentiment. There's no divergence indicating this is merely just a correction. But it is a correction that could take it down to the 61.8 retracement at 46.29, possibly dipping down just below 4,600. I still believe that we will have a fairly strong end to the year, and at least I think we will see a move higher in the new year, at least in the first week, where we could peak out. And then we'll have a new situation. Nasdaq 100 actually did take out its all-time high, but it didn't close higher after it was hit by selling yesterday, also down 1.3%, 1.5%. We could see a move down to the 61.8 retracement, also the last leg up here at 16,140, possibly testing the 16,000 level. But let's see here in the coming days. Again, here there's no RSI divergence, so we could move higher after a correction. That at least is what the indicator is telling me. The European market is still holding on, quite interesting, just moving sideways, but you can see RSI is has been showing divergence, so it is still a top and reversal pattern like here, but it is still holding on. Here we have EUROSTOXX 50 still holding up above 4,500, but we should see a correction lower, I believe. Again, not a large one, but it is stalling quite a bit. If we do move higher above the 4,600, 4,593, well, then there is room higher, but I still believe we will see a bit of a correction. However, if you look at the future here, it is bouncing a little bit off its support at 44.95. This is the EU50 CFD slash of the future. So it is showing a little bit strength from the warning. Also, we have the DAX, which is actually below the 16,760. There's some support around these level here. 16,528 is 16,469-ish around this level, and I think it will be tested, but there's still a possibility we could dip all the way down to around 16,100, but it's not a clear cut. However, you can see the RSI is lower, but there were no divergence indicating we could see a move higher in going into the new year. We can see that the future slash the TR40 CFD is still holding on also. The Amsterdam market also sideways, really, not much there, but we have moved out of this or past this lower rising trend line here. I still believe we'll see a bit of correction down to at least 781. The Belgian market, on the other hand, got a massive spanking yesterday, massive sell-off that took it down to test these 3,600. Just €1 above it, and testing the lower rising trend line here. This morning we're also testing it once again, so let's see if we can actually move a little bit higher. Let's see what does the future slash the Belgium CFD telling us. Yeah, it's actually bouncing a little bit, but it's still about 1% lower, but it's bouncing a little bit here, and we could possibly see a little bit of a bounce, trying to get back above the 200 moving average, which I believe will be key. The CAC 40 also trading sideways, still maybe in a little bit of wait-see move, but I still believe we will see a bit of sell-off down to around 7,400. And finally, when we're talking equities, the Swiss market, it is actually sliding lower, and I think we'll see a test of the 11,068 support and the lower rising trend line. If it does break below, well, then we are looking at 10,920, around that level, 10,963. Euro dollar, quite slow. It seems like volume is leaving it a little bit, but we can still see quite a bit of volatility. So it's still 110 we need to break for further upside towards 111.30. We are in a bullish sentiment, but it is struggling a little bit for upside potential, so we could see a little bit of weakness. I still believe we will have a test of the 110. On cable, sterling dollar, well, also here a little bit of weakness. I think we'll see a test of this low rising trend line. I'm not quite sure we will take it out, but if we do, well, then we're looking at 125. Check out my update from yesterday on sterling dollar and on euro sterling, where I have it a little bit of a deeper look at it. But 125, I don't think we'll move lower than that. We have the 55 coming up, and we have the 100 moving average also a little bit flat here, but we also have the 200 moving average, as you can see I'm highlighting right there. Well, it is giving some support, so we could actually rest of the year be caught range bound between 128 and 125. Dollar yen sliding back lower, or a little bit of a weakness here. Testing the 200 moving average coming up here. I think we will see a little bit of a weakness, but I don't think we will see a new low below the 140.95. I don't think that, and I don't think even maybe 141.70 support will be tested. I expect a little bit of weakness, but we should slowly climb a little bit higher in the coming week, but keep an eye on these levels there. The euro yen got rejected at 158.5, just 50% of the sell-off there. It is not really, there's not much strength in it. We can also see here the RSI is still in a negative sentiment. However, we did have some divergence, and it's not traded out, so we should see euro yen trading higher, at least towards the 61.8 retracement or 159.67. Aussie yen, on the other hand, that actually resumed uptrend by closing above the cloud, closing above the 55 moving average, and we still need the RSI actually to confirm an uptrend by closing above 60. We can see how the Aussie yen actually got rejected at the 786 retracement of the sell-off there at 97.5. A break above that, we will see 98.5 being tested, and we will also see RSI, I'm quite sure, will give a confirmation of an uptrend. On the very quickly on the US dollar index, trying to test the 101.62 key support, a break below, then we're looking at 190, and if we do close, and I distinguish between break and close, break is just, dipping below, then I think we'll see a sell-off down to 190, but if it does close below 178, well, then we have a new situation where we can actually move much lower, but I don't think we'll see that. I think we'll see the dollar index actually bouncing off these lows here and moving towards the 103. Whether we will get back above 103.22 is debatable. Let's see about that. Gold can't really make its mind up, trading more or less sideways around this 230, 235, up and down, a little bit up and down. However, it is in a rebound mode, but we need to get the RSI back above 60 for really getting its momentum back towards 2070, possibly higher, but 2070, I still believe we could move to there. I don't want to see it below 2015, because then we could see it drifting a little bit lower. Of course, if you're bearish on gold, then that's what you want to see. Silver. We have silver at it is ticking a little bit higher, so it looks a little bit stronger than gold. But there is the 61.8 retracement at 24.62 that I think we will see a test of. Again, here we also have the RSI still needs to close above the 60 threshold. Otherwise, it can't really get its upside momentum. Copper moved quite strongly here the past few days, but got hit by a selling pressure after just taking out the previous peak here in on 1st of December at 393 and 30, spiked a little bit higher and then sold off again. So we really need to take out this, but we still have the 400 level to look out for. If it does take out 400 and 402, well, then there's suddenly further upside potential. And looking at the RSI, we're still in a positive sentiment, and it is indicating we could see higher lows in copper in coming weeks. On the oil front, we have seen that the rebound, mainly sparked by the crisis in the Red Sea and Yemen, has been supporting the or rebounding in the oil market. The Brent crude oil was rejected at the upper falling trend line, touching just above the 61.8 retracement, the last little leg down here at $80. But I think we'll see a move towards $82. If we can close back above 200 and maybe also above the 55 moving average, then there's actually further potential to around 84, 75, 85 possibly. But we still have the RSI being in a negative sentiment. So there's a little bit of gravity, so to speak, on the Brent crude oil here, so we could slide lower. So look out for another break above the upper falling trend line. WTI, more or less the same picture, but that futures contract has actually broken above its upper falling trend line. It did get rejected at the 61.8 retracement at 75 and a change, but I think we'll see a move towards the 786 retracement at $77 before we'll see weakness coming in again. Finally, as usual, on the US 10-year Treasury yields, very close to be testing the 383 support level here. And if we are looking at the actual future, it is very close to the 113.08 strong resistance. And I think we'll stop there, but let's see. But I think we'll stop there and sit back a little bit. All right, that's all for today. Have a nice day and happy trading.